XRP awaits SEC settlement and ETF nod as BTC targets 100,000. XRP rallied 6.08% as hopes of a Ripple settlement and SEC ETF approval lifted investor sentiment. SEC Chair Paul Atkins signals regulatory reform, igniting optimism for XRP-Spot ETF approvals. Bitcoin broke 90,000 as US-China trade tensions eased, boosting crypto and XRP market appetite. SEC enters new era with XRP-Spot ETFs in focus. SEC Chair Paul Atkins marked a pivotal moment for the agency on Tuesday, April 22. Crypto America host and journalist Eleanor Terrett commented, Eleanor Terrett, SEC Chair Paul Atkins says he will work to protect investors from fraud, keep politics out of securities laws and provide a firm regulatory foundation for digital assets. He says the SEC will work to ensure that the United States is the best and most secure place in the world to invest and do business. Atkins also mentioned U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent administered the oath in his second swearing-in ceremony. Markets expect Chair Atkins to end the Ripple case and reach a settlement on Judge Annalisa Torres's final judgment. A settlement and the SEC's appeal withdrawal would likely fast-track the approval of U.S. XRP-Spot ETFs, potentially sending XRP to record highs. Bloomberg Intelligence senior ETF analyst Eric Balchunas shared the current list of pending crypto spot ETF applications, stating, there are now 72 crypto-related ETFs sitting with the SEC awaiting approval to list or list options. Everything from XRP, Litecoin and Solana to Penguins, Doge, and 2x Melania and everything in between. Gonna be a wild year. The prominence of XRP-related filings suggests a bullish price outlook. XRP rallied 6.08% on Tuesday, April 22, following Monday's 0.39% gain. It closed at $2.21.23. The token tracked the broader crypto market, which gained 6.58%, taking the total crypto market cap to $2.87 trillion. XRP briefly touched a 25-day high of $2.25.02 before retreating. Looking ahead, several developments could influence XRP's trajectory. A finalized Ripple settlement may propel the token toward its all-time high of $3.55.05. Progress on ETF approvals could attract institutional capital, while prolonged delays may dampen sentiment. Broader macroeconomic factors, including Fed policy and geopolitical risks, will remain critical, with downside risks toward $1.70 and upside potential near $3. XRP's gains coincided with Bitcoin breaking above $90,000 for the first time since March 7. A de-escalation in the US-China trade war boosted demand for riskier assets including Bitcoin and the broader crypto market. President Trump reportedly U-turned on his hardline stance on China. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent also signaled a shift in policy, saying that the trade war with China was unsustainable and suggesting a deal was feasible despite stalled negotiations. Since President Trump's 2025 inauguration, Bitcoin had previously fallen from a January 20th record high of $109,312 to a March 7th low of $74,394 on tariffs and escalation in the US-China trade war. Renewed hopes for a deal now support the case for a price rebound. US BTC-Spot ETF inflows on April 22 reflected renewed market optimism. According to Farsight Investors, key flow trends included ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF, ticker ARKB, saw net inflows of $267 million. Fidelity-Wise Origin, Bitcoin Fund, ticker FBTC, had net inflows of $253.8 million. Bitwise Bitcoin ETF, ticker BitB, reported net inflows of $76.7 million. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, ticker GBTC, and Grayscale Bitcoin Mini Trust, ticker BTC, saw combined net inflows of $86.2 million. Excluding pending flow data for BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, ticker IBIT, the U.S. BTC-Spot ETF market recorded $719.2 million in net inflows after $381.3 million in inflows on April 21st. President Trump also quelled concerns about Fed independence on Tuesday, saying he had no intention to fire Fed Chair Powell. Markets responded positively to the developments. The Nasdaq Composite Index reversed Monday's losses, rallying 2.71%, while gold fell back from a record high of $3,500, ending the session down 1.26% at $3,381. Eric Balchunas commented on BTC's recent price gains, noting, "On April 22, BTC jumped 6.72%, adding to Monday's 2.65% gain, closing at $93,381. Near-term price action will hinge on regulatory clarity and macroeconomic trends. Bearish scenario, tariff escalations, Fed hawkishness, weak U.S. economic data, and ETF outflows could push BTC toward $80,000. Bullish scenario, a dovish Fed, easing trade tensions, upbeat U.S. PMI data, progress on crypto legislation, and fresh ETF inflows could lift BTC toward $100,000. What to watch? Investors should monitor progress in the Ripple case, U.S.-China trade developments, and Fed commentary. Macroeconomic trends and ETF flows will remain central to crypto market sentiment. While a Ripple settlement may boost XRP, broader trends will likely align with shifts in global policy and risk appetite. Read analysts' insights on what may drive cryptocurrencies to new highs. Please, if you like this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.